In this video, we're going to be looking at how we can use J2 data to create a branching database. So I've logged into Hub and I've clicked on the J2E icon. The next step is to click on the J2 data tile here. Once J2 data opens, it should give you four options, which are pictogram, chart, branch and database. So we're going to be concentrating today on the branch aspect. So once you click on the branch button, it'll take you through to a piece of J2E called JIT5. So it can be a bit misleading because JIT5 is usually associated with the foundation phase. But if you're a Key Stage 2 teacher or even a Key Stage 3 secondary teacher, don't be put off by this, because I've seen this branching aspect being used quite successfully in foundation phase, Key Stage 2 and also in Key Stage 3. So it is a bit misleading, but don't be put off by the fact that it's located in JIT5. So the first thing we need to do is select the background. Doesn't make a difference whatsoever to the task, other than give us a sort of colourful background. I'm going to select the blank option to begin with. So the whole point of creating a branching database is to sort out your data. And the data in this instance is going to be based on pictures. And the skill that you're going to be working is forming a question now to sort between different data. And to do that, you're going to have to identify the similarities and also the differences between the data or the pictures in this instance. So I'm going to start off with a completely simplistic example to share with you. You can see this crab icon here that takes you through to this bank of images. So we can see there's quite a substantial amount of images here that I can use. I'm going to click on the animals to begin with. So within the animals bank of images, there are several images that I can use. So I'm going to select a few of them just by clicking on the image. That will then send the image through to this page. So this is my data bank. My data bank now includes 4 images. I can include 2, I could include 20, I can include a whole screen full of images. Just for examples, for an example purpose today, I'm going to select 4. I'm going to do this on a purely visual basis, or I'm going to either draw attention to visual differences or any fun facts that I might know about that animal. So this is, as I said, the most simple thing I can do. I can draw attention to the colour, I can draw attention to things that I can see on the screen. So I'm going to click on the sort button now to begin the process. And the first thing I need to do is I need to either identify a difference between one of these 4 and the other 3, or I can identify a similarity between either 3 of these, or group them into 2 groups of 2. So I'm going to ask my first question: does it have 2 legs? Again, a purely visual thing. You can see the monkey and the bird's got 2 legs, the others have got 4. So I'm going to drag the ones. If the answer is yes, I'm going to drag it on the thumbs up. And if the answer is no, I'm going to drag them over the thumbs down. So straight away what I've done is I've grouped these into 2 groups of 2 by finding a similarity, but also finding a difference between 2 groups of 2. So the next question, I have to sort out these 2. I've got to find a difference now between these 2 things. So I'm going to ask, does it have wings? Again, a purely visual thing. If the answer is yes, I drag it on a thumbs up. If the answer is no, drop it there. Next question, is it the king of the jungle? If the answer is yes, then thumbs up. No, thumbs down. So once I've finished going through all my data and identifying similarities and differences, and sorting all my data out, this is what I've essentially created. So this is my branching database. The next step, once you get to this point, is now to test your database. And to do that, you click on the play button in the bottom. What you're going to do is you're going to answer the questions from the perspective of one of these. I'm going to select the monkey to begin with. And I'm going to answer the questions on behalf of the monkey. So does it have 2 legs? Yes. So click on the thumbs up. Does it have wings? The answer is no. So click on the thumbs down. Is this the correct answer? So this helps me now test my questions just to make sure that these sort of inquiry paths are accurate, my questions are accurate, and the questions actually lead me through to the right answer at the end. So I'm going to do this once more. Click and play, and now I'm going to select the lion. So I'm going to answer on behalf of the lion. Does it have 2 legs? No. Is it the king of the jungle? Yes. Lions is the correct answer. So I can see now that at least 2 out of my 4 are correct. Obviously, from a pupil's perspective, you'd need to test all of these just to make sure that the questions are accurate enough to send you to the right in the right direction. So that example was a purely visual one. In terms of the testing, the best option here is for a pupil to ask another pupil to test their questions. Rather than testing my own questions, because obviously I know what I mean by my questions, but do other people understand what I mean by my questions? So again, it's a good idea to share this with another pupil to get them to test the system for me. So that example was purely visual. To open a new document or a new branching database, I'm going to click on the star icon or this asterisk on the top. I'm going to select blank again. So we're going to look now at a bit more a task that's a bit more advanced. This time, rather than being based on visual factors, I'm going to concentrate on scientific fact. So rather than selecting images from these banks of images here, I'm going to select the planet. That takes me through to a search feature. And what I can do on the search feature is actually search for images. So rather than me having to leave and go to Google Images and finding my images there, I can search from here. So I'm going to look at Earth. So I'm going to type Earth in. I'm going to select the picture I want. Mars, Saturn. So you get the idea, we're looking at planets. So there we go. You can go on and add all the planets in. I'm just going to select 4 because it's just an example to share with you. So I'm going to start sorting these planets out based now on scientific fact. So my questions, I need to refer to scientific fact. First question is, where do we get these scientific facts? So you as a teacher, you can do the research on behalf of your pupils, and you can actually give them a table full of facts, such as the temperature on the surface of the planet, the length of the day in hours, how many moons it has, is it a gas giant or not, how many days does it take to circulate the sun, these type of facts. And the questions then would be something similar. Is the surface temperature less than 100 degrees centigrade? Then you would be able to find similarities and differences then based on those questions. Is there water on the surface? That type of question. Does it take longer than 600 days to circle around the sun? So these questions would then be based on scientific fact. One feature that's worth noting here is that you can see these options in the left hand side, simple and advanced. Currently, as a default, it will always be simple. Simple meaning you just get the image. If I click on advanced, you're then able to give each picture a title, and you would be able also to include a description. So if you want to include some more literacy aspects here, you would be able to type a description and give each one a title. So that's an example of a task that would be based on scientific fact rather than visual aspects. The third type we're going to look at is going to be based on words. So rather than sorting images, we're going to be this time sorting words. So I'm going to click on this W. What this allows me to do, again, it offers me some banks of words that I can use here, but I'm also able to type my own words into the system. For example, let's look at some science terminology. We're going to look at forces. So friction, air, resistance, gravity, and so on. So we can list our frictions. We can choose to include a description, or we can leave it as simple. So once you've listed your terminology, and the benefit of doing this type of task is you can use it in absolutely any subject. So any subject that we teach children includes some key words or some key terminology that we tend to use. So this offers itself to absolutely any subject. So once I go to the sort feature, I need now to come up with a question that will sort these words out. So something that's similar, something that's different between the terminology that's on the screen. So again, it's a different way for pupils to show they understand the words that you've been discussing. Again, it's a different take. Usually what we tend to do is we get children to write in a book, write the word gravity and write a definition next to it. It's just another twist on the way that pupils can show their learning, show their understanding of these type of words. Another nice activity that you can use with this type of thing is, say now you'll be reading your class novel and you've read up to chapter 5. So you write the numbers of the chapters all the way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The task now is, after reaching chapter 5 as a class, or even if you're doing individual reading, we need to find similarities and differences between the chapters. So it could be referring to characters, events that have happened in the chapters, locations, or just general things about the chapters that we can identify. Your more able and talented pupils, they would be tasked here with finding similarities as well as differences, where maybe other learners would just find differences between all the chapters. So for example, did Sam fall into the sea? So that happened in chapter 2, so the other chapters can go into the thumbs down. Or if you're looking at similarities, were they at the beach? Well, they were at the beach in chapter 1, 2 and 3. So then you can start grouping according to a similarity and also a difference as well. Okay, and so on. So we get the idea. So this offers itself as a task that you can use when doing comprehension work. So again, there's a new twist, something new that you can do to help pupils show their understanding of what they've been reading. Just a different idea there, and how we can blend this into your literacy and your comprehension work. So that's it in terms of J2Branch. Just to quickly recap, there's 3 types of things you can do, based purely on visual things, what you can see. You can base stuff, base your sorting out on scientific fact, or you can sort out words based on understanding of terminology, and also you can blend it with your comprehension work.